It is another exciting moment to discuss what's happening at the AFCON on our show, AFCON Today. My name is Ibrahim Mohammed. The semi-final pairings will be completed today when Cape Verde take on South Africa and Côte d'Ivoire confront Mali in the last two quarter-final matches. Yesterday, Nigeria and DR Congo qualified for the semi-finals while Angola and Guinea are on their way home.
A first-half goal from Ademola Lookman was enough to see Nigeria overcome Angola and reach the semi-finals of the AFCON. The former England under-21 winger emphatically converted a cutback from Moses Simon 4 minutes before the break in Abidjan. Nigeria striker Victor Osimhen had a 75th-minute header ruled out for offside by the video assistant referee. Angola's best chance fell to Zine, who rolled the ball against the base of the post when clean through on goal just before the hour mark. Nigeria will now face the winner of today's quarter-final between Cape Verde and South Africa in the last four next Wednesday. DR Congo came from behind to beat Guinea 3-1 and book a semi-final spot at the 2023 AFCON. Mohamed Bayo put Guinea ahead with a 20th-minute penalty after the forward was fouled by Chancel Mbemba, who then fired in from a narrow angle at the other end to equalize 7 minutes later. DR Congo had a penalty of their own in the second half when Julian Genvier clipped the legs of Silas and Brentford forward Yoan Wissa converted to give the Leopards the lead with 25 minutes left. The West Africans had little in response after going behind, and the result was sealed when Arthur Maswaku's free kick from wide on the left caught out Guinea goalkeeper Ibrahim Kone at his near post. DR Congo had drawn all four of their previous games in Ivory Coast, beating Egypt on penalties in the last 16, and now prepare for a first semi-final outing since the Central Africans finished third in 2015. Sébastien Desabre's side will face the winners of today's quarter-final between Mali and hosts Ivory Coast in the last four on Wednesday. The Eagles of Mali will take on host, the Elephants of Côte d'Ivoire at the Stadium of Peace in Bouaké, in the third quarter-final of the AFCON. This will be the sixth Africa Cup of Nations encounter between Mali and Ivory Coast, and their first meeting since Ivory Coast won their 2019 last 16 duel 1-0. In fact, Ivory Coast have never lost an AFCON match against Mali, winning 4 of their previous 5 games and drawing 1. Against no other team have they played more often in the competition without ever losing. Mali scored just 2 goals in those previous 5 AFCON clashes with Ivory Coast, conceding 9. They've not scored fewer goals against any other team they've met more than twice in the competition. Beating the hosts on today would be a real statement for a side hoping to claim their first ever AFCON crown. They reached the final during their first participation in 1972 and got to at least the semis in half of the 12 tournaments they've qualified for before this one, but glory has eluded them. Today's game also promises to be a particularly emotional one for their head coach, Eric Schell. Although a former Mali international, Schell was born in Ivory Coast and revealed this week that he has several friends and former colleagues among the Elephant staff. The winner will confront DR Congo in the second semi-final clash on Wednesday. AFCON Surprise Package will take 1996 champions, the Bafana Bafana of South Africa at the Charles Konan Banny Stadium in Yamoussoukro. Cape Verde and South Africa will meet for the second time at the AFCON, after a 0-0 draw in the group stage in 2013. That was Cape Verde's first ever AFCON match and the opening game of the tournament, hosted by South Africa. They have also clashed 4 times in World Cup qualifiers, with South Africa winning twice in the campaign for the 2006 tournament, while Cape Verde returned the favor in the campaign for the 2018 World Cup. Manager Hugo Bruce will be relying on his team's solid defense to help them advance, having kept 3 consecutive clean sheets at the Africa Cup of Nations for the first time since February 1998. However, South Africa have never stopped their opponents from scoring in 4 AFCON matches in a row. Going the other way, Themba Zwane will hope to make a contribution again. He has been directly involved in 50% of South Africa's goals at this year's tournament, 2 goals, 1 assist, and could become the first player to score 3 goals in a single edition of the AFCON for the Bafana Bafana since Sean Bartlett in 2000. The winner of this encounter will take on the Super Eagles of Nigeria in the semi-final on Wednesday.
That was our show for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow for another edition of AFCON Today. Have a super Saturday.